If you want to come up to your mat space, we could turn our microphones off as well, please, Ross, that'd be great. So we're going to begin lying on our backs, everyone. Okay, so lying on your back, bring your knees into your chest. And just feel the mat beneath you, drawing those knees up high, hugging them into the rib cage. And then from here, closing the eyes, gently dropping the body on the left and then over the spine to the right. Okay, so keeping the knees tucked into the chest. Finding that connection with the thighs and the rib cage. Gently moving across the spine. Keeping the head flat. Gentle rocks to the left and to the right. Good, start to breathe in through the mouth, in through the nose, so sealing that mouth. Finding our Ujjayi breath. And just noticing how the body is this afternoon. Trying to be present in the movements that we're going to flow with this afternoon. And just being as present as we can and conscious of all the angles, hip opening, alignment that we are so fond of and so knowledgeable of now. Trying to work a little bit harder within the core. Really focusing on our lower body. And then gently release your right leg. Keep the left knee tucked in, opening the eyes here. Feeling that left knee, pulling it in towards the left side. Noticing our hip flexor. Now, as we do this, naturally we want to tense up our leg that's long. So try to relax the muscles, especially our quads and our glutes with the right leg. So squeezing the left knee in, relaxing the right leg as much as you can. Breathe here for 3. Maybe small niggles to the left and to the right, gently rocking that left knee in. Breathing for 2. Good, one more breath. From here, we're going to lift up our shoulders, engage the core. Now lift up the right leg, 45 degrees. Hold it here for 3. Good, for 2. And 1, big ankle movement. Circle the right ankle just for a couple more seconds. And then release it down to the floor. Relax the shoulders, interchange, draw the right knee in, extend the left leg long, slowly. Once the ankle touches the floor, relax that left leg as much as possible, getting rid of any tension. And as we do this, draw that right knee in closer towards the rib cage. Feel that lovely pull within our hip flexor, drawing the knee close to the rib cage. And stay nice and still, breathe here for 3. Again, go back to that left leg, relax the left leg. Notice if the foot and the toes point further out to the side as we release. Breathe here for 2. Good, final breath. Now on your inhale, lift up your shoulders, look forwards, and then draw that left knee high, about 45 degrees. Hold it here for 3. Keep engaged with the core for 2. Good. For 1, big movement, circulating at that left ankle. So we're finding that hip compression here as we draw the knee in. Good. 1 more big circle with that left ankle. And then gently drop the left ankle down. Engaging with the core, we're going to bend both knees. Place both feet flat on the floor. Now take the knees out nice and wide, so to the edge of the yoga mat on the left and right side. Arms nice and relaxed. And then gently drop the knees over towards the left. Notice the right shoulder lift off the floor. And then back to center, over towards the right. Notice the left shoulder lift off the floor. Keep moving through that movement, flowing with the breath. As you inhale, come back to center. As you exhale, drop the knees right or left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, drop the knees. Good. 1 more time. Inhale back to center. And exhale, drop the knees. Good. Coming back to the middle, draw the knees into the chest, squeezing them all the way as far as you can, and then extend the legs long. With your 2 index fingers, try to reach and grab the big toe on either foot. Now the legs will stay bent, or maybe try to reach them as long as they can, feeling a little bit stiff and Sort in the back of the legs, the hamstrings, the calves, just the beginning of class. Just notice how we're feeling here. Keeping our back nice and straight. Breathe here for 3. And as you do, as you breathe here, try to lift the feet and the toes off the floor. Hinging at the hips, breathing for 2. Good, last breath. Now slowly plant the feet down in front of you, keeping the feet and the knees kissing together now. Arms by your side, gently drop the knees over to the left, right, over to the left. The right shoulder lifts back to center, and then over to the left. So again, engaging with that breath. Feet are closer together now. So the knees might not actually touch the floor. Don't worry if they don't. Just find that lovely thoracic spine twist as we gently drop the knees, using that breath. So working the lower body, warming it up, and then coming through the core up to the upper body. Notice if there's any clicks, just relieving some tension from the spine. For 2. Good. For 1, bring the knees back into the chest. This time, lift up the shoulders off the floor and then engage the legs. Lengthen those legs long. Reach the arms to the front. Hold here for 3. Keep those shoulders lifted, everybody. Flex the toes. For 2. Good. Keeping the lower back engaged with the floor. We're going to lower the shoulders back down, okay? Notice the lower spine, keeping that flat on the floor. We're going to drop the left ankle down and then the right ankle down. Drive both legs up, squeeze and lift both legs up. This time, drive the right ankle down and then the left ankle down. Squeeze and lift both legs up. Good, everybody. Doing it 2 more times. Left ankle down, right ankle down. Drive both knees up, long legs. If you need to bend the knees as you drive the knees up, you can bend the knees as you drive the knees up, okay? Just work with whatever focus we can with the lower base of the core, keeping the lower back flat. Drive the right knee and then both knees back up. Good. Swing the feet forwards and backwards, coming up to seated 3 rocks. On that 3rd rock, we're going to cross the ankles, plant the hands forwards, send the hips back, finding our tabletop position. So finding that neutral spine and tabletop, hands under shoulders, lovely alignment. And then spread the fingers wide like we're high-fiving the mat. Long spine, knees under hips. We're going to inhale, round our spine, finding that protraction of the shoulder blades, tucking the chin in, and then come through neutral spine, moving to cow. So inhaling to cat, open the shoulder blades. Feel that lovely stretch. And then exhale, find that neutral spine, then shift the tummy down, push the bottom back, lift up the chin in our cow. Good, a few more rounds here, everybody. Use that breath and then exhale through neutral spine, push the tummy down, lifting up the chin, looking up to the ceiling, maybe raising those eyebrows as well. Good, 1 more time, lifting through cat. Find that neutral spine and then exhale to cow. Good, from here, come back to neutral spine, take a big inhale, lift up that left arm, and then draw some big circles on the left side. So if we're by a wall, pretend we're making a big circle with that left arm, finding that lovely mobility with the left shoulder. Big breaths in, big breaths out. Good, for 3, for 2, last 1. Press the left hand down, inhale the right arm high, big circles with that right arm, lifting the arm as high as we can, drawing it back and down. Good, big breaths in, big breaths out. Feel that mobility in our right shoulder for 3. Good, everybody, for 2. Any backstrokers or, backstrokers here, finding the nice opening of the chest, opening of the spine for 1. Good, press the right hand down. Tuck the toes under, then slowly inhale, lift the knees high, send the hips back, find your downward facing dog. So remember the chin, tuck the chin into the chest. Keep that lovely connection with the feet and the hands with the floor, spreading the weight across the palms, across the fingers as well. Tucking the chin in, and then looking and gazing through the ankle space, okay? In your downward dog, keep it moving to start with, okay? So find that length, bending one knee straight in the other, pushing the chest close to the thigh. Good. Hold it here for 3. Feel that pressure raise in the head for 2. For 1. Good. From here, inhale, look forwards. You might want to walk your hands forwards a little step and then come into your high plank position. Good. So finding that high plank, engaging the core, push the shoulders up towards the ceiling. We're not slouching into the shoulders, we're pushing high. Good. Keep that stretch in the tippy toes for 3. Good. 2 more breaths, everybody, for 2. Find that alignment in the core. Good. 1 more breath. And then drop the knees down. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, lower the chest down. Good. Pull yourself to the front of the mat. Then inhale, lift up to your upward facing dog. So keep the hips on the floor to begin with. Tuck those toes. Send the hips high. Downward facing dog. Good. Nice work. From here, take an inhale, lift up your left hand. Find your 3-leg position, down dog. Okay, so holding that 3-leg point in our downward facing dog. Left hand is lifted as high as we can for 3. Keep that chin tucked in. Keep the weight even in the feet for 2. And 1, release the left hand. Inhale the right hand high. Good, so squeezing our glutes and our quads, top of the leg staying strong. Spread the weight even into both feet. Maybe grip the floor with the toes for 3. Keep the chin tucked in, pushing away from the floor for 2, upper body strength. For 1, press the right hand down. Good, inhale, look forwards at your hands. And from here, exhale, shifting forwards to that high plank. Make sure the hands stay under the shoulders here. Good, push away from the floor. Keep the core engaged, squeezing our quads. Breathe here for 3. Breathe here for 2. Nice work, everybody. Drop down to your knees if you need to. Breathe here, 1 more breath. Now drop the knees. Take an inhale, look forwards. Exhale, lower down the chest. Nice work. Take the inhale, up dog. Now push away from the mat. So lifting the hips, lifting the legs off the floor. Good, look up. And then exhale, roll over the backs of the toes or take the toes back. Push back to downward facing dog. So downward dog, hopefully you've got very familiar with the positioning of the hands, the feet, the head, looking through the ankles and finding that sweet spot with our palms, but also spreading the weight across and through the fingers, okay? Using that surface area we have on our hands and our feet. The aim is to have the heels flat on the floor with our down dog. Now that takes a bit of practice and a regular practice with our position, with the yoga. Okay, so just imagine that one day we'll be able to send those heels into the floor, keeping the hips high, pushing away from the floor here. But if the heels are raised, so we can find that position here, that's great as well. So just noticing the presence of the feet, the hands, where we should be sending the weight. From here, take an inhale, look at your hands. Exhale, draw the hands backwards towards the feet. Try not to sway the hips too much as we do this. Grab the elbows, finding that lovely ragdoll position. So grabbing each elbow with opposite hands, tucking the chin in, finding that lovely extension of the spine. If you can imagine your spine is like a slinky, okay? So this time in this position, we are opening the back of the spine out, okay? Vertebrae to vertebrae, finding that space. Head is lower than the heart, so we're adding in that gentle inversion as well. So feel that pressure rise in the head. Good, swaying left to right. Keep the weight even in both feet. Good, for 3. Tucking that chin in for 2. And 1, swing the hands behind you, interlace the fingers, and then extend the arms long. Look down at your toes, then tuck your chin into your chest. Good, find that lovely opening in the shoulders for 3. Notice where the weight is in the feet. Shift it forwards into the toes for 2. Good, for 1, bring the hands down to your toes. Take the inhale to your halfway lift. Bring the hands to your shins or keep the hands on the floor, finding that flat spine. Good, and then exhale, fold. Bring the hands back to the toes, tuck the chin in. Big inhale, sweep the floor, lift up, Tadasana, standing nice and tall. Lift and look up. Breathe here for 3. For 2, find that lift and extension for 1. Create some space to take the hands wide and then fold forwards. Nice work, everyone. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on shins or hands on the floor. Exhale, fold, rebend the knees, tuck the chin in. Take the inhale, walk the hands forwards, find your high plank position. Good, so keeping the core locked in, engaging with those tiptoes, pressing away from the floor. Take the inhale, and as you exhale, flow through your Chaturanga. So remember the Chaturanga, come from the knees or from our high plank. We're going to shift forwards, lower down halfway, squeeze those elbows into the ribs, and then lift up to your upward facing dog. Take the hips off the floor, use that strength in the shoulders to lift, and then tuck those toes, send the hips back, downward facing dog. So Chaturanga, again, you can flow through that using the knees on the floor just to begin with if we need to warm up the shoulders. Take an inhale, look at your hands, and as you exhale, step, jump or walk forwards. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale to fold, hands to the toes. Inhale, sweep the mat from back to front, lift up Tadasana, nice and tall. Exhale, draw the left hand forwards, take the right hand behind you. Square the hips forwards as well, so don't let the right hip go to the back. Keep them squared, facing forwards, find that lovely twist. Opening on our right side, hold here for 3. Keep the arms even for 2. On our last breath, we're going to lift up to our tiptoes. Take the inhale. Good, and as we exhale, drop the hands, drop the heels, come down to forward fold. Nice work, everyone. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Tucking that chin in. Press into the floor. Inhale, step the left leg back. And then the right leg back. Find your high plank. Make sure the arms are in line with the shoulders. Sorry, the arms are in line with the wrists. From here, Chaturanga. So flowing through, using that breath, squeeze the elbows in. Take the inhale for your upward facing dog. Push the shoulders to the back of the room. Tuck the toes. Push the hips high to your downward facing dog. Good. Take the inhale. Look forwards at your hands. As you exhale, step the right foot forwards and then the left foot forwards. Inhale to your halfway lift. Find that flat spine. Don't let the shoulders slump forwards. Push them to the back of the room. Exhale, fold. Bring the hands to the toes. Tuck the chin in. Get ready. Sweep the mat from back to front. Inhale, lift up to your Tadasana. Standing nice and tall. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, take the left hand backwards. Keep the right arm facing forwards. Don't let that left hip come to the back of the room. We need to square the hips forwards. Finding that upper body twist. Hold here for 3. Nice work, everyone, for 2. On the inhale, lift up to your tiptoes. Find that balance. As you exhale, draw the hands back to the body and then sink the heels down, fold forwards. Tuck the chin in. Nice work. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Press the hands into the floor. Step, jump, or walk back to your high plank. Keep the arms in line. So really focusing on that wrist to shoulder alignment. Chaturanga, so flowing through. Squeeze the elbows into the ribs. Fold forwards, lift up to your upward facing dog. Good, and then send the hips back to your downward facing dog. Now in that Chaturanga, don't rush the movement, okay? So try to let the body adapt and settle into the up dog. Push the shoulders back. Make sure you're engaging with the 4 points, our hands and our tops of the feet. And then as you push back to your downward facing dog, try to find the length in the spine. Take a big inhale, look forwards at your hands. As you exhale, walk, jump or step forwards. Finishing off our warm up, take the inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, hands to your toes. Bend the knees. Inhale, sweep the hands from back to front. Lift up to your Tadasana, nice and tall. Exhale, open the arms, find your cactus arms or W position, pushing the chest forward, lifting the chin up, hold here for 3, big heart opener, squeeze those shoulder blades together, breathe here for 2, last breath, and then gently fold forward, swan dive those hands behind you, bring the hands to your toes, good, and just sway here for a couple of moments. A lovely warm up, engaging upper, lower, and middle of the core. Good. From here, inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, fold, press the hands into the floor. Inhale, step, jump or walk back, finding your downward facing dog. Nice work, everyone. Take the inhale, lift up your right leg, point the toes up to the ceiling. Again, make sure those hips are staying square to the mat. We're not opening up the hip to the right, we're keeping the hips square. Good, hold here for 3, press into the floor with both hands. For 2, for 1. Good, on the next inhale, look forward, step forwards between your hands, drop your left knee to the floor. Untuck the left toes. Take an inhale, swing the hands up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, draw the hands back down. So using the breath, inhale, swing the hands up, lifting, filling up the lungs. Exhale, draw the hands down. Good. Inhale, lift up the hands as high to the ceiling as you can. This time, swan dive the hands behind you. So feel that lovely chest expansion, rolling the shoulders down. One more time, just like that. Take the inhale, lift up the hands, find that balance. Exhale, swan dive the hands behind you and then draw them back, reframing our right foot. Good, on your inhale, draw the left knee high. As you exhale, step the right leg back, find your Chaturanga, shift forwards, lower down halfway, roll onto the tops of the feet, inhale to your upward facing dog. Lovely work, exhale, downward facing dog. Nice work, 2 breaths in your downward dog. One more breath. Good, take the inhale, lift up that left leg, point the toes to the ceiling. Try to straighten the left leg as far as you can. Again, squaring those hips, push evenly into both hands. Hold here for 3. For 2, 3 leg down dog, staying strong. One more breath. Good, on your next inhale, look forwards, slowly and softly plant that left foot between the hands, so reframing the left foot, and then gently drop the right knee down. Let out a sigh, Untuck the back toes, get ready, inhale, sweep the hands up to the ceiling, engaging that core, keeping us nice and still. Exhale, bring the hands back down. Good, inhale, lift up the hands, reaching towards the ceiling. Exhale, draw the hands down. One more time, just like that. Inhale, reaching, looking up, chin lifted. Exhale, hands back down. This time when we draw the hands back down, we're swan diving the arms behind us, opening the shoulder blades. Use your breath, take the inhale, lift up. Exhale, swan dive the hands down to the floor. Inhale, lifting up, sweeping them up. Exhale, swan dive the hands down. One more time, everybody. Inhale, lifting up, feeling that right hip flexor opening as we hold this position. Exhale, swan dive the hands back down. Nice work. When you're ready, take the inhale, take the right knee off the floor, find that low lunge. Exhale, step the left leg back to your high plank. Flow with your Chaturanga, move. Take the inhale, find your up dog, push the shoulders back, lift up the chest. Exhale, tuck the toes, send the hips high, downward facing dog. Nice work, everyone. One more breath in our down dog, then we're going to move through our progression. Notice any clicks. Notice what's going on in the body. How is the mind feeling? Are we feeling connected to our bodies this afternoon? Energizing it through yoga, through the movement, using our breath, finding the posture, and moving with the flow. Take an inhale, reach up that right leg high. Exhale, step through to your hands, so framing the right foot with both hands, not dropping the back knee. Lift up the hands, find your crescent moon. So we're going higher off the mat here, so we're nice and warmed up in our hip flexors. Don't forget that front bend in the left knee. Good, reach the arms high, hold here for 3. Good, for 2. For 1. Listen carefully, take the inhale, lift high. As we exhale, airplane those arms, stay nice and strong in our front leading foot. Good, sweep the hands high, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Use the breath one more time. Inhaling and lifting high. Exhale, airplane arms, and hold it here. Tuck the chin in, arms back. Maybe interlace the fingers, push the hands behind. Good, gentle chest expansion, hold for 2. Bearing the weight in the front leg for 1. Good, take the inhale, lift up the hands. As the exhale, drop the hands down. It's a bit wiggly there. Take the right leg back, find your high plank. Flow through your Chaturanga, everyone. Inhale to your upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths in your down dog. Just reposition yourself on the mat. Checking the alignment of the ankles, the hands, pushing away from the floor, keeping the hips nice and high. 1 more breath. Good, from here, swing that left leg high, 3 leg down dog, point the toes high. Exhale, look forward, rounding the spine, step the left foot forwards. Reframe that left foot with both hands. Then when you're ready, take a lift and swing those hands high, find your crescent moon. Check the alignment of your crescent moon position, okay? So the knee is directly above the right ankle. The left knee is directly above the left ankle. We're finding that nice 90-degree bend, bearing the weight in the left quad. Back leg is long and straight on the tiptoes, heel is pointing upwards. Take the inhale, reach the hands high, find your balance. Exhale, lean forwards, airplane arms, lower the chest to the thighs. Good, swing the hands, lifting up as we breathe in. Exhale, airplane arms. Good, lift up, take the breath in. And exhale. Staying here, push the hands to the back of the room, tuck the chin in, look at your left toes. If you want to interlace the hands behind you, extend the arms long, go for it, hold for 3. Building strength, lower body for 2, keeping the chest lifted, 45 degrees, engaging the core for 1. Inhale, lift the hands high. Exhale, bring them back down. Swing the left leg back, high to low plank. Chaturanga flow, inhale to your upward facing dog. Nice work, everyone. Exhale, downward facing dog. Feeling nice and warm. We're going to drop down to our knees. Take them wide, find your child's pose. Reaching the arms long. Lower the chest down. And then gently drop the forehead down as well. Now here's an opportunity just to check in with how you are feeling. Like I said, do you feel connected to your body this afternoon? Hopefully this practice is just improving that mind-body connection. Maybe it is a chance just to break up your day, find some space, improve your yoga practice through our movement, our asanas, our flow, our sequencing, and also using our breath. So just from this practice, noticing how important and how helpful our breath can be. Your breath is the one thing in our life that stays constant the whole time. As we use it with our vinyasa flow, we move with breath, with the posture, with our flow. So it's a very useful tool, finding that lovely sequence flow. Take the hands over to the left, find that long side stretch on the right. Place the right hand on top of the left to go deeper. Make sure the shoulders stay square. Good, 2 breaths here. One more breath. And then lift up the hands to fingertips and walk those fingers all the way over to the right. Don't let those hands go flat. Keep your hands on the fingertips all the way over to the right. Then when you're ready to settle into our right side stretch, lower the elbows and lower the forehead down. To go deeper, press the left hand on top of the right hand, square the shoulders. We'll notice our right side rib cage is pressing into the inner thigh here. Find that lovely connection with the upper and lower body. 2 breaths. One more breath. Good, bring the hands back to center. Lift them up to the fingertips. Maybe the elbows leave the floor. Find that length, reaching the hands a little bit further forwards. Press the hips into the heels further, using the fingertips to push ourselves closer towards the ground. Good, hold here for 3. Notice the weight in the forehead, take it off the forehead, press it into the fingertips. Breathe here for 2. 1 more breath. Good, press the hands into the floor. Inhale, lift up the chest, look forward, blink the eyes open if you've had your eyes closed. And then slowly inhale, lift up the chest, bring the knees in line, lower the hips down, find your high cobra pose. Whew, pushing the shoulders to the back of the room, look over to your right, and then over to your left. Tuck the toes under. Send those hips back into your downward facing dog. Nice work, everybody. Take a big inhale, sweep up your right leg as high to the sky or the ceiling as you can. Point those toes, keep the hips square. As you exhale, round the spine, step forwards halfway. Find warrior 1. So take the back ankle down, point the toes to 45 degrees. Sweep the hands to your hips and then inhale, lift up the torso, find your balance. Bend into the front knee. Good. Take the inhale, reach the arms high. And hold, reach up, lift up for 3. Find that length. Lift up the chin for 2. Get ready for your balance for 1. Bring your hands to heart center. Take the inhale, send your weight into your front leg. And as you exhale, take the back toes, point them to the back of the room, lower the torso. Imagine we're finding that parallel position, creating that T position, warrior 3. Take the inhale and the exhale. 2 more breaths, keeping that balance. Tuck the chin in, look at the toes or look at the floor. If you want to extend the arms long, find that reach. Good, 1 more breath. And then bring the hands to the floor. Keep that left leg higher, finding that standing half splits. Good, for 1. And then step the left foot down. Good, grab the elbows, ragdoll. 1 more breath. Bring the hands to the floor. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Sweep the floor from back to front. Inhale, lift up to your Tadasana. Exhale, sit back into your chair. So in our chair, make sure that the knees and the toes are kissing. Keep the chest lifted. Imagine we're holding a massive balloon or Swiss ball, okay? So keep the hands nice and open. Hold here for 3. Hold here for 2. 1 more breath, everybody. Good, bring your hands to heart center and then reach all the way up, Tadasana. Take an inhale. Exhale, swan dive your hands down. Lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Press the hands into the floor, step back the left leg and then the right leg, find your downward facing dog. Good. From here, take 2 breaths. Ujjayi breath, 1 more breath. Nice work. Take an inhale, lift up the left leg high. Exhale, step halfway, find warrior 1, back toes out 45 degrees. Bring your hands to your hips, then inhale, lift up your torso. Bend into the front knee, reach your arms up nice and high. Find that lift and extension. Hold for 3. For 2, we should feel that weight in the front leg and that stretch on the back calf. For 1. Get ready, bring your hands to heart center. On your inhale, send your weight forwards into your left leg. Keep the right leg high, finding warrior 3. I forgot to say on our first round of warrior 3, you don't need to lift that back leg high off the floor. If it means just lowering the chest parallel to the floor and lifting that right leg just a couple of inches, holding that balance here is perfectly good as well. Finding that warrior 3, 2 more breaths. Extend the arms to the front of the room if we can. Try to create that T position. Good, 1 more breath, everyone. And then drop the hands to the floor. Kick the right leg high, finding that standing half splits. Good, take the inhale. And the exhale, set the right foot down. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale to fold, hands to your tippy toes. Sweep the mat from back to front. Inhale, lift up, Tadasana. Exhale, hands through heart center. Samastitihi. Good job, everyone. Shake out the legs and the arms. Opportunity to take some water if you need to, just to rehydrate. Body is nice and warm. And then we'll get into it. All right, so meet me on the mat. Find that space in the middle of our mat. Whew. And then when we're ready, push the fleshy part of your bottom to the back. Lower the chest backwards. Make sure those shoulders are not leaning to the front of the room. You're pushing them to the back of the room, working on our posture and alignment. Hands on the floor, lowering the chest back, engaging the core. Now you can lift those feet off the floor here, or you can keep them on the floor, whichever works for you. Reach the arms long if you can. Hold and breathe for 3. For 2, if we're shaking, it's a good sign. For 1, tap the left toe and then the right toe down, keeping that chest lifted. Okay, so gentle pivoting at our knees, keeping the arms lifted for 3. For 2. For 1, across the knees, reach the arms forwards. Maybe the elbows touch the floor as well. Tuck the chin into the chest. Good, just a couple of moments. Hopefully we didn't have too much of a hydration break. Moving straight into core. I apologize. Good, and then send the hips, send the shoulders up high. Good, roll onto the back. Bring the knees into the chest. And then rock forwards and backwards. Keep the core locked in. So imagine if we don't use our hands on our knees, we're still using our core to rock ourselves forwards. On that third rock, plant the feet, reach the arms up, stand up nice and tall. Good. Shake out the arms, getting ready for our balance sequence now. So, finding that middle space on our mat. Going into our trusty tree pose. So, take the hands out to the side, lift up that right leg, point the toes forwards. And then when you found that balance on our right standing leg, squeeze the kneecap, engaging that quad muscle. Draw the left foot into the inside of our thigh, or on the calf, or half on the floor, half on the calf, okay? So wherever you are on your balance, on your tree pose, send the foot there. Hands out to the side, hands at heart center. Push the knee out to the side, so helping to open up the left side of our hip. Good, keep the chest lifted, shoulders back. Breathe. Find your drishti, that one point in front of you which is not moving. If you're watching me, hopefully I'm not moving either. For 3. For 2. One more breath. Good, take the hands away, release the left leg, shake it out, and then move straight over onto the right leg. Point the right toes forwards, hands by your side. And then draw that right knee into the inner thigh. Again, the inner thigh, keep the heel as close to the groin as you can, helping to bring that parallel movement or parallel position of our quad. Okay, knee out to the side. If the foot is on the calf or on the floor, holding at that balance, bringing your hands to heart center. Good. For 3, remember those shoulders, we're not slumping forwards, we're pushing the shoulders back, lifting through the spine. For 2. Nice, everybody. For 1. Slowly release that right leg, shake it out. Good, and then send the heels outwards. The heels inwards, the toes outwards, okay? So imagine we're getting ready for a squat, but we're going to come into our balasana move. So if you're standing at the front of your mat, you might want to take your feet a little bit wider than the yoga mat, and then bring the hands to heart center. Slowly drop the hips down, and then draw the elbows into the inside of the thighs. Keep that chest lifted. Just rocking here for a couple of moments. For 3. For 2. For 1. Come back to center, reach your arms long, lower your bottom all the way to the floor. Good. Send the legs long, point the toes up to the ceiling, getting ready for a Paschimottanasana. Forward fold, take the inhale, lift up the hands high, lift up the chest. As you exhale, keep the back nice and long, reaching the arms forwards, then pull yourself closer towards the thighs. Elbows pointing out really helps to draw the chest down. If we're pulling the elbows down to the floor, you don't get as much of a grip, so really try to push the elbows out to the side, tuck the chin into the chest. Here for 5 breaths, everybody. Remember, those exhales are the opportunities for you to go deeper into the stretch. As you inhale, naturally, your body will rise slightly. So go with the flow. 2 more breaths. One more breath. On your final breath, lift up your chest. Take your legs wide now. Taking the legs nice and wide. Take the right hand behind you, building that strength or pushing into the right hand. You're going to pull your hips up. So pull your hips as high as you can. Reach the left arm to the back. Try to bring the toes to the floor. Look to the back for 3, for 2. Good. For 1, lower the hand in front, lower the hips with control. Onto the other side, take the left hand behind you. Reach the right arm forwards. When you're ready, when you're sat on your left hand, imagine you've got a belt on. You're pulling your hips up high, lifting the hips high, reaching the right arm to the back for 3, for 2, for 1, lower the hips with control. Now you might find that one shoulder, one arm is stronger than the other as you do that movement. Getting to know yourself in that capacity is a great asset. Keep the legs out long, lower the back onto the floor, draw the knees back into the chest like we did where we started class, extending that left leg long, and just notice the difference in our hip flexor with our right knee. Take the inhale, swing the left knee high, and then back to our ribs. Extend the right leg long. Relax the right leg. Notice that knee, drawing the left knee in towards the rib cage. And then bring both knees into the ribs. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze. Extend the legs long. 2 index fingers reaching towards the big toe. Extend the legs as long as you can. Notice that difference. How is the lower body, the legs, our hamstrings, our calves? How is it all feeling now? Draw those feet closer and over the top of our head. Keeping the tailbone lifted, maybe lower back lifted. Maybe the toes come to the back behind the head. Finding that inverted plow pose for 3, for 2, for 1. Release the feet. Keep that lower back engaged, pressing the core into the floor. Watch those feet and watch the toes as they trail to the front of the mat. Keep the hands maybe behind you or maybe down to the side. Taking your time, last bit. Once the ankles touch the floor, relax the legs, close the eyes, and maybe take a few deep breaths in and out in your Shavasana, your corpse pose, your sleepy pose, your final resting pose. Try to start to just trickle down the body. Disengaging any position, any tension, any hold that we have as we're lying flat on our backs after our yoga practice. Noticing any sensations going on with the extremities, our fingertips, our tiptoes. Connecting back with our breath. How is the breath feeling? How has the body responded to the movement this afternoon? How much stronger do you feel? Happier do you feel? Engaged? Proud of what you have achieved this afternoon? And just laying nice and still in your Shavasana, practicing stillness, practicing that connection with our mind and our breath. And just feeling the body feel heavy or heavier on the mat. Feeling that breath get shallower. And when you're ready, slowly start to reawaken the body. Maybe flutter the fingers, the toes, nod the forehead or the head left and right. Connecting back with deeper breaths. And then when you're ready, come over to a side position, cradling your head, supporting it with your bicep, tucking the knees in close towards the chest. And then finding that final few breaths just to completely relax. Surrendering for a few more moments. And then slowly pushing yourself up to seated, maybe blink the eyes open. Cross the knees or sit kneeling, whichever position is most comfortable for you. Sitting up nice and tall wherever you are. We're going to do 5 lifts with the shoulders to finish off. Keep the hands on the knees. So closing the eyes. Take the inhale, lift and round the shoulders up towards the ears. And as you exhale, roll them back and down. Take the inhale, lift. And exhale, roll them back and down. 3 more just like that, everybody. Lifting up, breathing in. Rolling down, breathing out. Lifting up, breathing in. Exhale, rolling back and out. Try to keep that tall spine, last breath in. Exhale, roll back. Bow the chin forwards, bring your hands to heart center. To everyone who joined this afternoon, thank you so much for joining and practicing with your yoga, practicing the asanas, moving with your breath and finding a lovely flow. Such a pleasure. Namaste.